and welcome to another Memestock Meltdown. How's everyone doing? Hope you're having a wonderful week so far. I see we're on a hype train already. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. Let's see what's going on in chat. Hey, Mr. Blast, how's it going? 21% to level 4 on a hype train. Bitter Grin with 56 months, thank you very much. Jay's a Proxy with a 260 stream streak, rather. Says, to be fair, since its inception, this is the logical conclusion to where I thought Gamestop would end up. Also, 740 to go. Yeah, I thought it... How do I put this? I'm sad that they actually probably found a business model that'll work for them because the only group of people that likes GameStop are gambling addicts, which I'm very sad about, that they're getting entrapped now in an ecosystem that's just gonna take and take and take from them. But whatever. Altered Undying, thanks for 34 months. Nemesor, thank you for 10 tier 1 subs. I appreciate ya. I know some people asked as well, last stream, and people were like, oh, you're gonna forget to make this. We'll remind you. I remembered, motherfuckers. Some of you asked for a wish list for, like, snacks and stuff for me, after my surgery, which is coming up, in a little over a week. So I did do that. So if anyone wants to do that, here's the wish list. A lot of it's Reese's stuff, because Reese's are delicious. There's also, I have ADHD, so there's, like, weird fidget toy things on there. So maybe consider that, too. What surgery? Orchiectomy. I'm very excited. And nervous, because it's the first surgery I've ever gotten in my life. Not the last, though. I found out I can get approved, potentially, depending on what the future looks like, for facial feminization surgery. Which would be really nice if we could fix this hairline. That would be beautiful. It does. It has worse odds than an actual casino. So that's a shame. Yeah, the GameStop online gambling thing, literally you'd be better off just going to Vegas and putting it all on black. And I'm not saying that hyperbolically. I mean, literally, that's a 50-50 shot. And I think the actual odds of winning, 2-to-1 is not very good with their current, setup. But we'll talk about that. Oh, what else? Oh, Ape Father got catfished. So that's fun. We'll see him freaking about getting catfished. Morantz's twin brother calls him out and spills some tea about some family drama. Do you have time to print some fidget toys and ship them to the P.O. box? Maybe. You can always try. Here's the P.O. box. So... yeah. Let's, he has a twin. Not only does Morantz have a twin, Morantz's twin is actually a semi-successful TikTok creator. His name is Rico Knows. He's like a sports TikToker. He does sports stuff. So it's funny because, like, even at being an online influencer, Morantz is still not even, like, successful at that compared to his brother. You know what? We'll start with this. This is a lot. Give me 1 sec to fix something. Nope. Let me redo that. Alright, let me stop this music, and then we will watch the twin brother drama. 21% to level 4 with 40 seconds left. But Hannah, GameStop has definitely made Morantz millions of dollars, for sure. For sure. Can't you tell he's super rich? Anyway, so here's his brother spilling some tea, and then we'll briefly get Morantz's response.
This gentleman here says, your brother is dragging you with a skull and a clown. First thing I'm going to say is, this will be the very first time I ever reference this loser in a video, and I won't do it again because it's wasted energy. Yes,
That's always good when you come out against your twin calling him a loser. That's good stuff. Benekagami says, I hate YouTubers now. I feel like there are like 5 advertisements out there. I feel like so much AI bullshit and investment stuff shoved down my throat every day. I sympathize with the people falling for AI because every company is trying to force us to be either their AI drones or gambling addicts. It's sick. It's sick, I tell ya, which is why you should stick here with this community. Because you know I'm real. I've been around longer than AI. Here in this oasis in the internet, we will be safe. Miss Quilanius, thanks for 49 months, says, how much is Hannah Coin worth now? Hannah Coin has gone not only to the moon, but it's actually left the moon, and it's heading towards Mars. So you're welcome.
I have a twin brother.
Did I see his meltdown over Palantir doing better than GME? I did not. I didn't. I saw it was maybe posted to the Memestock subreddit, but I haven't seen it yet.
His name is Morantz Rants, and he's a terrible person.
Have I seen the King of the Hill reboot? You're up to episode 3 and 4, and it's great so far. I've not seen it yet. I plan on watching it. I think I have a free month of Hulu right now, actually, because I was watching the new season of Always Sunny. But, yeah, I'll definitely give it a watch. There's just so much stuff on these days, not to mention my backlog of so many movies. I just watched Palindromes the other day. Still recovering. Hannah, you're a shill. Are you in shambles? I'm in absolute shambles. I've been shambled, reconstructed, and reshambled. Unstable Deadbeat with a 3-stream streak says, Hannah Coin is headed to Mars. Do you really expect us to believe space is real? That's true. This is all actually a shill for Globe Earth. I'm sorry. You know the truth. You can see right through me. How's the new season of Sunny? It's alright. I heard some people say it's incredible. I just think it's alright. It's fun. I've never seen Abbott Elementary, so like the first episode that's a crossover, a little of it went over my head, but it was still funny enough. It's fine. I've enjoyed some of the episodes more than others. Hit or miss, but enjoyable.
He spends his days lying to you guys, pretending to be some successful investor, and then he spends countless hours projecting this image of success in every aspect of life when it's just not true. First thing I'd like to tell you guys is he has a YouTube channel, and 4 years ago he posted his very first video on Gamestop. Please pay attention to that date. It says May 17th. Here's Gamestop over that duration of time for the last...
A little brutal. Bittergrin says, how long before Hannah Coin reaches Kobol? I want to see if Mormon God is real. Oh, Kolob. You mean Kolob.
Last 4 years.
It'll be at least 20 years.
All it's done is go down since that day.
It's actually a little lower than this now. It went back up, I think, to 30 at some point, and then it dropped back down because they did another share offering, because Ryan Cohen... I'm not the only person who thinks this, but a lot of people think that Ryan Cohen over time is trying to increase the book value by increasing the cash reserve of GameStop by as much as possible. So when he finally decides to leave inevitably and it crashes the price, the floor will be higher, so he'll be able to leave with a bigger profit regardless. Because the floor on the stock isn't realistically going to go below its book value, which is basically the value of all its assets minus its liabilities. So they don't have a ton of liabilities right now. Though they did take out that loan for Bitcoin, they have a ton of cash on hand. And they could pay that back if they wanted. So, yeah, it's been up and down, but mostly it's been enriching Ryan Cohen in the long term, most likely.
There's been stock splits, there's been all this stuff, but just listen to me very carefully. That man tries to pretend like he was talking about GameStop and invested in GameStop back when it went to the moon, when the short squeeze occurred. Nope, he's just a clout-chasing, bandwagon-jumping GME guy. But he talks so long and talks so fast and makes so many videos, you guys think he was part of the movement. You guys think he was down there when it was $3 a share. This guy is a fraud. By the way, 4 years, 13,000 followers on YouTube. Congrats. He's just upset because I have over 21,000. And
he has way more than that now.
I don't even try. Some of you like to show up to the channel and ask me why I don't associate with him. It's because when you find toxic people in this world, you stay away from them. I want you to think of compulsive liars, con artists, people who stab you in the back, all that stuff. You get as far away.
The longer this guy talks, the more you like him. From my understanding, when I looked him up on TikTok, he's got his own drama and stuff. So, you know, don't get on his side too quickly. I think he's got his own issues, but I think he does probably know his brother, you know? I don't think he's wrong about his brother.
Away from him as you can. For example, he lives in California. I gladly live in Georgia. But what you need to understand is every time he makes reference to his service in the military, he didn't finish his enlistment. No, he was kicked out with an other than honorable discharge.
I forgot about that part.
This is why he couldn't use a VA loan and purchase a house. This is why he was renting a house until the age of 40. Want to know how to get an other than honorable discharge? Read the fine print. There, I pulled it up for you down there. Typically issued for serious misconduct. When you compare him to me, I served over 21 years of service. A happily retired first sergeant. That guy that gives financial advice is not college educated. He's one of the least educated people you can encounter on a day-to-day basis. His senior year of high school, the first semester, it was a .66 GPA, and that's why he didn't play varsity football. Now,
we're bringing out the high school grade transcripts. That's... It's just so petty. It's so petty.
Not only did I attend college, I graduated magna cum laude, 3.96 GPA. I have multiple degrees. And now the loser is claiming that I intentionally skipped my cousin's funeral. I'll have you know, he didn't talk to my cousin when he was alive, but he loves going to funerals. It's an opportunity to give a speech and get attention from everybody there. He's so narcissistic, he will go to the podium just to hear himself talk. He'll be overly dramatic. I can remember when my grandfather passed away, he went up there, embarrassed himself, talked forever, and then my grandfather's best friend came to the mic and was like, I'm not going to be as long-winded as the last guy. We miss you, Marcos. I love you. You were a great friend. I was so embarrassed and so upset with my brother's conduct at a funeral that I haven't ever attended another one. That includes my other grandparents who passed away, or any other cousins that passed away. But the harsh reality is I wasn't in town when that funeral took place. Behind me is my flight itinerary. Kim and I were in Hawaii, and while we flew on a plane back from Hawaii, we stayed at the airport. We didn't even get a hotel room. I was on live stream that whole night, till 6 a.m. till we caught the next flight. The guy makes up stories for clicks. But I'll give you the real stories. He's in a broken marriage.
Oh, fuck! We're a little over halfway through the video, by the way. Do we need to take a breather? Do we need to talk about anything that's been discussed so far? High school grades? Whatever. We're gonna get into more serious shit now. If you care. Alright.
Just a couple of months ago, he was living at my father's house at 42 years old. He and his wife, that's not a good marriage. They're extremely toxic. They're cheaters. And the worst part about it is, he lives about a mile down the street from my father. And now that my father's an elderly gentleman, this guy doesn't even go cut his grass. Doesn't help him with his house in any way, shape, or form. It's because he can't go over there, and neither can his child. And I'll quote his wife directly. She once said, our marriage is a facade. This guy makes poor decisions and then lies about them. But I spend the vast majority of my free time with my children or on vacation with my significant other, and I have no toxicity in my life. But as you see, the last 48 hours, I've just had to block at least 100 people because they show up to the chat and think they know me or they believe this liar. He has a daughter that had to be raised by my own mother. He wouldn't raise her. He's got another daughter. He don't even know her. Had to kick her out of the house. His son lives as far away from him as he can. He projects success, and it's just not true. I'd say the thing that pushes him the most is probably jealousy and the fact that he doesn't know how to monetize his platforms. I can remember when I created the MVP package, he thought I was ripping my customers off. Oh, I would never take money from my followers like that. That's because everything he does is a fraud. Everything he does is a scheme or a scam. He didn't understand I was selling a product. He is selling nothing. He's not trying to even sell you GameStop. He's just so narcissistic. He wants you to watch him every day, talk about something that doesn't really matter. And he'll do this long, dramatic pauses and the way he talks to captivate you. Then you think he's being authentic. But remember this. When I was in California visiting, I don't go see this guy. He's blocked in real life. Never forget, from the age of 16, the very first time this guy hit my mother and was thrown out of the house and had to move in with his high school girlfriend, shout out to Misty, on 49th Ave. From that day forward, this guy's been dead to me. I won't be attending his funeral either. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows.
Oh, okay, so there's an accusation that Marantz hit their mom. That's an accusation? And this was Marantz's response.
Yeah, I'm aware of the video that's out there. Not that I care to even like really react to it in front of you guys. My brother says a lot of things. and he's been a habitual liar, compulsive liar my whole life. But as far as like the facts, it's kind of laughable because Rico's interviewed on my channel plenty of times. We've talked about accolades, accomplishments, or the lack thereof in some cases. Um, for me personally, my investment strategy or how I invested before, we've had that open discussion. Bateman, I don't know who the hell you are. I've never met you a day in my life, so I never will. I mean, you'll be gone. But openly lying on my dad and in the relationship I have with my parents and or all the stuff with the kids and everything. That's just Rico grasping at straws because he has nothing left. Um, that's just what he's going to deal with, man. He's going to deal with his own demons, but that's the person he's been his whole life, a narcissistic, through a complete 180 out of nowhere. It's happened that way plenty of times. If you guys saw when I was interviewing him the first times on the channel years ago, there was a time where I told him straight to his face, I said, "Hey, bro, when are you going to stop lying to the people and just be yourself?" And he called
I promise we're gonna get into the gambling thing after this. I couldn't not bring up the juice. I couldn't not bring up the juiciness.
back, maybe, I don't know, maybe like 10 minutes later, he says, "All right, man, I'm here." And he let it rip. And it was the Rico that I've known my whole life. So nothing to really like react to. Like I said, I don't have to I'm not going to make a response to that way. But it's just unfortunate the way he speaks about his family. And it's never been different. So the kid has serious issues, man. And yeah, as far as the monetizing goes, right, for the channel, for these guys who weren't here in the beginning, if you weren't here, then you don't know. We used to block and ban people who would super chat. I did it for years. YouTube threatened to shut down my channel for doing it. If
You blocked people for super chat? You can just turn off super chatting. If you didn't want super chats, you could just turn it off. You don't need to block people. That's insane. Like, if you can do this and not have it be your main job and don't, like, want super chats, more power to you. That's great. If I didn't, like, need the money, I wouldn't accept it either. But, like, you could turn it off. Why are you blocking people who are trying to be nice to you?
felt that if the person was
Yeah, I think they both probably have some issues going on.
supporting the platform in which they were making money off of, then I should allow them to stay on the channel. Someone had stated that I was stealing from them because they super chatted and then I blocked them. That's why I got in trouble. But we fixed that. We left it open. Why did we leave super chats and stuff open? I let YouTube pay me for my content, not you guys. Now, supporting the creator, $3 a month, whatever it may be. Yeah. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I've had really good months, I've had really bad months. Wouldn't matter. I've been doing this for 4.5 years, and I felt like I've given the correct product to the people over those years. So
What's the product? The product is you just saying GameStop is gonna go to the moon for years. That's all you're doing.
I'm proud of
And different, like, post hoc justifications for why their current business move is the bestest ever.
the platform that we've built together and everyone that's partaked in it. So, Bateman, you won't be invited back, and I'll make sure of that. If anyone else wants to speak on it, they can. They can come in here and see what I do daily. And that's it, man. When GameStop takes off and this whole world comes, looking for us, I'll remind everyone just how right we were. But it's it's okay. I live a great life, and I'm not gonna let somebody try to ruin it because they want to make videos when their channel's not popping. They need some content. I get it. It's not football
What?
season. I get it.
He still
Peace,
has
guys.
more followers than you.
Me for like a
Doesn't
day,
make sense.
like with all this shit. Like I told my wife, I said, "Baby, you got to watch this." And then just for clarification, I called Willie, right? I called my dad, and I go, "Yo, pops, you really
You brought your wife over to see a video where your brother accuses you both of cheating on each other, and you were like, hey, babe, come see this. Okay.
realize what your son just wrote online?" And then my dad he goes, "Oh man," he's like, "You know how he is. You got to just let it go." I said, "So I'm not allowed to play in the dirt. I'm not allowed to go give out the receipts because I have them. Like I have stuff that'll ruin the kid's life, but that's not who I am."
That feels like a cope to me, if I'm being honest. Because, like, just knowing Morantz, I think if he had receipts, if he had devastating things to say back, I think he'd say it. I don't think he's the kind of person that holds that kind of thing back. I think if he had it, he'd use it, but he doesn't, so.
And not for him. I feel so bad for him, bro. He has a platform. You think I want to take it from him? Nope. I got stuff it'll shock you guys. And my wife goes, that's not even the worst part. She's like, you could tell him the truth. And I go, nah, not about that guy. Just, I know enough to stay away. And I have been for a long time. So yeah, I won't mix up in that world. And by the way,
Yeah, calling him kid is such an obvious way to minimize, like, him, considering they're literally the same age, they're identical twins. It's just so condescending intentionally. It's crazy. Okay, so, let's take a look at GameStop's new revenue stream. And like I said, this one I actually think will probably be pretty successful for them, because the people who follow GameStop at this point, the people who are into it, the people who are into meme stocks, many of them, I would argue, maybe the majority of them, are gambling addicts. And what they are effectively doing with this new digital power pack program is effectively online slot machines that are unregulated. So the way that this works, you actually have to be a part of the beta. It's in beta right now. But I do have some pictures of it pulled up, and also we're going to watch Marantz go through it, because I think he actually is in the beta. You get these packs of cards, right? Trading cards are really hot right now. And the cards that they have available are either Pokemon or football cards. Now, they partner with PSA. PSA are people that officially grade trading cards, put them in the containers that they call slabs. They grade the card and everything. So what they're doing is they're taking these slabbed cards from PSA, they're putting them into their own sort of mystery packs. Then you can pay a certain amount, open a mystery pack, and then immediately either have it sent to you, you can sell it back to them immediately for whatever it's worth. I think it's like 90% of the last sold on eBay value of the same card of the same grade. Or you can put them in a vault, so it's basically in your collection. So the different price tiers are $25, $50, $100, $500, and $1,000. So each of these tiers would be for one pack of cards, basically. So you could buy a $25 one, it would sort of digitally rip the card pack open, and you get these trading cards in slabs. Do you want to keep them? Now, the idea is, you, if you are a gambling addict, or if you want to play this like a game, there are different odds on different card values. Let me actually get this down. You can see the starter values down here on the right. For the $25 starter pack, 36% of the cards in the pack are going to be worth between $5 and $15, and 34% are going to be between $15 and $25. So there, a majority already are going to be the value of the pack that you bought, or lower, okay? So it's like a scratch-off, basically. You get it? Most likely you're gonna lose money. Now, if you get cards you want, great. But ultimately, whatever they're doing here with the card is incidental. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure people will play this who want cards, but it could be anything. It could be Blu-rays, it could be comic books, you know what I mean? You could theoretically use this to sell anything to people arbitrarily, but in reality what you're doing is you're facilitating odds at getting certain rare items that you can immediately sell back to the dealer so you can get cash. So you can effectively just use it as a slot machine and try and make money on it. So they do have higher value cards, and they call these, what do they call them? Chase cards. Now, these are the cards that ostensibly you're going to be trying to get. These are your jackpots. Now, some of these cards go as high as upwards of $10,000. The highest one here is a Josh Allen card from 2018, almost $15,000. We have a Charizard card that's mint, and it's $11,000. So basically, you're going to have whales trying to pump hundreds, if not thousands of dollars into the system, doing pulls, trying to get these chase cards, and they're going to continue to probably get cards and dupes that they don't want, sell them back so they can use that credit to do more pulls. But ultimately, the net of this whole process is going to be feeding money back to GameStop. And, the funny thing is, it allows GameStop to effectively resell the same cards over and over again without ever physically doing anything with them, because it's all a digital process. So let's say I pull a Bulbasaur card or something, and I say, okay, I spent $25 and I pulled this Bulbasaur, and I don't want it, so I'm going to sell him back to it for, like, you know, $9 or something. Now, I get the $9, sure, but they get to put that card without actually physically doing anything. It just goes back into the spreadsheet or whatever of cards to get rebundled to get sold in these packs again. So effectively, they can use these same things, and it's just like a churn where you keep giving them money and they keep kind of dealing these cards between people, but they don't even necessarily have to physically do anything. It's nuts. So, yeah, effectively a slot machine. Unregulated. That's lovely. Let's take a look at Morant's going through it real quick. He did a short video on it, I believe. Oh, hey, Raiders. Raiders, how you doing? KF Logan, how was your stream? Hope it was good. Make sure you check out KF Logan here on Twitch. Today we're looking at Memestock bros. Basically people who are still obsessed with GameStop or Bed Bath & Beyond, after it did, it made a bunch of money back in 2021. Right now we're talking about how GameStop is getting into the world of unregulated gambling. Anyway, here's Morant's on it.
Welcome back. Just real quick, it looks like we're going to have more GameStop Power Packs in the store. Last time I saw this happen was in January.
Danny over on YouTube, who presumably works at GameStop, says, I can confirm our store just got ordered to send all of our stock of in-store PSA graded cards back to corporate. We've already started selling blind bag PSA graded card slabs.
January, February time.
The normalization of gambling over the last 5 years has been maddening to me. Now, I'm not telling people they can't gamble. I'm not someone who's like, oh, this thing can get addictive and it's bad, so no one should be able to do it. Because I'm sure there are people who are able to gamble responsibly. I'm just saying, the level that it is allowed to be pushed and advertised, and the way it's allowed to be advertised, and it's just pervading everything, it's scary, and it feels like a big problem that's set to explode at some point. Afghanistan, it is unregulated gambling in my opinion. Afghanistan, what did you want me to look up for the Black's Law Dictionary request? Gamble? Okay, can do.
Frame. To give
As it currently stands, children are allowed to buy them. Oh, fun! Get them started young. Have them rolling dice outside the store while you're at it. Alright, I'll look up gamble or gambling. We'll see. But first, H-Baird says, I love how so many innovations these days are just things that existed before, but different enough that they can skirt regulations. Klarna's just credit cards, but different enough that it avoids credit card protections. Yep, Airbnb was hotel rooms, but trying to have fewer regulations and also fucking up the housing market. Uber and similar ride-sharing apps are just taxis without the regulations and without benefits for the drivers. It's all, everything's shit. It's the enshittification of society. Everything's going great. Isn't it nice having no power? Doesn't it feel really good, feeling like you're just bereft of agency in a world where things keep getting worse? It's not, like, soothing, you know? Sorry, I'm getting to the word. I'll play this while I'm looking.
give an example, there are only 7,000 cards on GameStop's right here store, and those are the actual PSA graded cards.
Here it is. Gambling, the act of risking something of value, especially money, for a chance to win a prize. Gambling is regulated by state and federal law. Oh, they're going to have to update this edition. So it says the state and federal law will fail to regulate these things effectively. Hey!
It's only 7,000. And I could say somebody came in and bought them all. We could go that whole theory. But last time I saw 2,000 dumped down instantly, next thing you know, Power Pack showed up to the store. So that's what I'm guessing right now. I'm just doing deductive reasoning when I see it, but good amount of cards online.
Oh, this is him talking about the in-store ones. I'm sorry, I had another video where he was talking about... Let me see... There was another video I thought where he was talking about the online thing. I guess maybe I lost that video. That sucks.
So I want to explain something for everybody out there that collects baseball cards, football.
Alright. Well, we can move on to Ape Father stuff. Oh, wait. First, let's do Sardine GME. Sardine Memestock, man. Oh... There we go.
The way I got this right here, I might have to leave it just like this. Corey Corner, I got this one that says Moon.
Sonny Korak says, well, maybe GameStop can start running pachinko parlors. That's how they get around gambling laws in Japan. It's making it prizes rather than money, but the prizes can be redeemed for money. I mean, that's already what it is. That's what Power Packs is. It's you do basically a dice roll or a random number generator roll, a slot machine pull, whatever you want to call it. You get a prize. Do you want the prize, or do you want us to give you money for the prize? That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. I'm not even saying it's like illegal, to be clear. I'm not saying what they're doing is illegal. I don't necessarily think it is. That's the problem. Reptilian Dueler, thanks for 19 months, says, hey, Hannah, be well. You too. Thank you.
A little faded. Got it like a few years ago. GME, this one
Yeah, it may be legal, but I find it highly unethical.
actually faded real quick. Work with my hands a lot. I gotta touch it up. GME. Some TA on GME. Man, I don't do no TA, honestly. There's no TA. I'm just going with straight, I would say hope, but I'm also going with like fundamentals. I'm going with what's on like the balance sheet.
What about the balance sheet, sir? Man eating sardines with a GameStop tattoo on his hands. What about the fundamentals? It's like all these people learn from Morantz and people like him as buzzwords that they can use to try and justify to themselves why they're in this, other than they just felt FOMO at some point and got in when they definitely shouldn't have. It's all post hoc rationalizations now. We're not even talking about MOAS. We're talking about, it's a fundamentals play.
I'm going with sentiment. Not with the sentiment lately on
He's rocking the Nickelodeon look. Oof, Chucky Finster grew up rough. Profane Priestess says, we do not in fact enjoy living in the timeline wherein the world's erstwhile hegemonic superpower is gradually but steadily rotting away in such a way that it descends into a Kafkaesque neo-feudalist dystopia ruled by a weird aristocracy of tech bros who looked at dystopias like Fallout and Cyberpunk, wherein the government was replaced by corporations in a trench coat and said, neat. You have a way with words. That's fun to read. Is that weird? I like to talk, so reading certain things out loud is fun. Is that how actors feel? It's too bad I didn't become an actor. I just needed talent, damn it!
social media though. Dude's been kind of like bugged out. People crying left and right. I actually, like, one of the dudes is my homie, but like I seen like 2 or 3 people claiming they was gonna like hang it up over the stock price. Like, dude, it's not that serious, for real. If anybody ever needs some help, 988 for real, because it's not that serious. You should never feel that way about anything, especially money, man-made funds. Nah, man.
Have you ever, I mean, you're eating a can of sardines, man, so, like, I'm not gonna say you've never known what it's like to be poor, but maybe you just like sardines. I don't know. I just feel like it's weird when people are like, why are you worried about things like money, man? Like, I'm not worried about a super yacht. I'm worried about making rent. Like, I have to worry about money. It's mandatory. At least enough to get by.
Definitely gotta get your head right. For real, I see what you're saying, Jimmy. Hold up, man, buying at this price. This ain't a bad price. I mean, you want it to go higher? Here. God damn, I don't know why I really don't like sardines. That's it. A bunch of fucking hot sauce at the bottom of that thing. Yeah. Well, that was nasty. Oh my god, that was... I feel like I'm gonna throw the fuck up.
Why is he eating them? For GameStop, it says sardines for GME. What does it do for GameStop? I don't know, but he seems to think it'll help. Okay, I feel a little bad about this one, but it's too weird to not bring up. So the Ape Father guy, who was big in the AMC Memestock community, got Catfish scammed or something, and he's upset about it, and he's now posting obsessively about it, like multiple videos a day about this lady, alleged lady. Who knows? It's like a catfish thing, maybe, so who knows. Anyway, it's uncomfortable, so let's be uncomfortable together for a while. My favorite activity.
So
Did he send money? Yeah, he did. You bought me root beer! Thank you, medicated person! Yeah, for people who didn't see, some people asked for a wish list for my, post-surgery recovery. So there it is, if anyone wants to get me a snack or drinks or anything. I will stockpile them, and then in about a week, when I have my surgery, they'll be ready for my, week or so of sitting around recovering.
Sarah, okay, admitted to me.
Oh, sorry, I gotta fix the screen. I apologize. There we go.
Okay, that she. So Sarah, okay, admitted to me, okay, that she never cared for me. She had.
Do I like puzzles? Yes, you can send me puzzles. You can also, I set the wish list so you can send me stuff that's not on the wish list. I don't know how you do that, but you should be able to if there's anything anyone wants to send me. Or if you want to send stuff to the P.O. Box, you can also do that. There's the link to the P.O. Box.
Absolutely no interest in me, was not attracted to me, didn't care for me romantically in any way, shape, or form. And basically had no intention of ever visiting me. She said she wanted to live with me. Okay, never mind visit with me. This girl made me understand she wanted to move in, baby. Okay, and live with me and my children. But now, she came out on an email and said, Rich, this was never real. This was never a real relationship. She was like, I never cared for you. I was never attracted to you. I never wanted to visit you and your children or live with you. I was not in my right state of mind, emotionally or mentally. And I stayed in a situation way too long. Much longer than I...
People warned him, by the way. He was talking about this stuff on YouTube, and everyone was like, dude, this is a catfish, this is a scam, you gotta stop. Are you sending her money? Don't send her money. Don't send her money. Don't send her money. And he didn't listen. Tellurian Katrin with 100 bits says, hi Hannah, good to see ya. I've been languishing for months and happened to see your stream today. Glad you're here. Let's watch some Memestock, bros. That sounds good to me. It's good to see ya.
I should have. Okay. Gotcha. I'm reading you. Here's what I don't understand. Why keep the money? Why lead me on? When at the time I was with Sarah, I made her understand very clearly that I was falling in love with her because this was a love con and she did her job very well. Sarah knew very well that my wife passed away, my mom passed away, the children. They lost their mother and grandmother. Sophia's 11 years old. Michael is 14. Talk about Sophia. She made Sophia understand that she was not only coming into town, right, when she was going to visit us or live with us, whatever.
Dude, do you not understand that the onus is on you to protect your kids? Like, you involved your kids with this person that you barely knew, and I understand that he was in a vulnerable place. I admit that, and I feel sorry for him for that. But it's your job to vet the people that you let into your child's life, and you failed to do that. So, like, I understand being mad at this Sarah person, whose name definitely isn't actually Sarah, but are you going to accept any of the responsibility for this? Because, like, you're the goalkeeper, and you failed to stop this person from getting into your kid's life.
Whatever it is with this girl, okay. She wanted to become Sophia's best friend. She wanted to take Sophia out to get, go shopping, get her clothes, get her hair done, get her nails done, talk to her, be there for her. Sophia believed this at the time and was looking forward to it very much. Again, I repeat, she lost her mom and grandma, so did Michael. You know how hard it is in life to lose your mom and your grandmother? I don't know if anyone has ever gone through something like that. You have no idea how hard it is for me and for the children. The hardest loss you can't even imagine. You know what's even going to make it worse and tougher for them and for me is that you're making all these promises. I'm coming to the Jersey Shore. I can't wait to see my man, my man. Remember she showed her nails? The R and the hearts. I can't wait to see my man. I adore him so much. At the end of July, I'm coming.
I think the first red flag was that she was excited to go to New Jersey.
I can't wait. Okay, and then you're making Sophia understand you're going to take her out. She's going to become your new best friend. That you're possibly going to live with her. And that's what she said, Sarah. Look, Sarah wants to deny all of this like it never happened. She wants to deny it. She's like, I never said no. Yes, you did. Okay. So now the question is, right? The question is this. If everything you're saying is true now, she's got a boyfriend now, by the way. Oh, yeah, she said, I met someone 3 weeks ago, and I feel very deeply, deeply for this man. Okay. You feel deeply for him, right? Okay.
She's probably catfishing that guy, too.
Give back the money. Give back the money, or at least as much as you can. We know you spent a lot of it. Give back as much as you can.
She's not gonna. She probably already spent the money, dude.
Got some kind of a payment plan.
He still doesn't get it. He still doesn't totally get it, it feels like. It feels like he's half to the understanding.
Move on with your life. Do the right thing. But this is what Sarah wants to do. She wants to keep all the money. Over $10,000. She wants to keep it.
Oh! Yeah, I think in another video he said like $13,000 or something. And this was over the course of like a month and a half. He gave her $13,000. Screaming at the radio with 40 bits says, my dad got catfished several times, still doesn't get it. He's a narcissist. Narcissists are prime targets for that shit. Yeah.
She wants to keep it. That's it. She wants to go on with her life and keep all the money. Now you're going to say, well, it was a gift. Let's even say that for a second, a lot of it wasn't a gift because I've gone over this in the past. She made me understand, and she could deny this all she wants. I actually have evidence, but worry about that at another time. She could deny this all she wants. She said, clear as day, if you give me $6,000, okay? If you give me $6,000, I'll use that as a security blanket in the event that when I do come to the Jersey Shore and not just visit, live with you, okay? And your kids.
If anyone asks you for $6,000 and you have no contingency if you want that money back, that's on you. Like, above $1,000 probably requires an actual contract, if I'm being honest with you. If you're planning to give someone over $1,000 and you want any contingencies placed on that amount of money, then you need to have a contract of some sort. Woo!
Doesn't work out, I won't be stranded. I won't be stranded. I'll have a little bit of money on me as a security blanket. I can get back home, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But let's put all of that aside. Let's not even go there. Okay. Let's assume it was all a gift. Let's assume. It wasn't. But let's assume it was all a gift. Why keep money from a family that my wife passed away, my mom passed away, the children's mom and grandma passed away, and lead everyone on? And you were leading us on, Sarah.
If she's the kind of person that's going to steal over $10,000 from someone, I promise this person does not give a shit.
You were, because
he's trying to appeal to this person morally, and it's like the person has already dealt with whatever moral compunctions they had before they did this thing. They do not care.
I told you, like, from the beginning, I'm falling in love with you. Because she pulled a very good love con. This was an excellent job she did. Like, this is like a 10 out of a 10 here. Yeah, you did wonderful. Why keep the money? Why continue talking with me?
Because she's a scammer.
Now, even if you would say, let's say she would say, well, I was confused. You weren't confused. You admitted in black and white in an email. You never cared for me. There was no confusement. You never cared for me. You never wanted to be with me. There was, no romantic relationship. Okay. So let's say it's all true. Okay. Let's put aside all those sexy pictures you sent me and videos you sent me, which you really shouldn't be sending to someone you have no interest in, Sarah. Oh
my god, he doesn't understand. It's almost certainly not pictures of her or videos of her. They're probably either AI or stolen from some sex worker or model or something. That happens all the time in catfish cases where they'll... nowadays, it's probably a lot of AI, but historically, it's been a lot of people stealing photos from public figures.
Sexy adult pictures and videos, like a lot of them. A lot. Okay. Let's put all that aside. You've come to your senses now, right? You've woken up, you're awake, you're like, all right, I don't care about this guy, never did. I don't care about his family. I had no intention of ever visiting him or living with him. This was never a real relationship, but you do realize, right, that my wife and mother passed away. And you realize that the children, Michael and Sophia, again, Michael's 14, Sophia's only...
Again, she doesn't, if she's even a she, doesn't care. He continues on this, like,
I just read this comment, which probably is Sarah's friend, okay? She's like, I hope that she shares all the crazy texts and emails that you sent her. Okay, did I send...
Sorry.
This girl a lot of emails? Absolutely. Did I send her a lot of texts? Absolutely. What was primarily, the message of these emails? I was heartbroken. I was shocked. I'm like, what can I do to fix this? What happened between us? How did things get so bad? Talk to me. The girl's blocking me all over the place. She's supposed to be in the Jersey Shore right now. She said, I'm coming the end of July. So I was like, what do you expect? I mean, the girl's lying to me this whole time, saying, I want to live with you. My wife passed away. It's what people understand. I was honest, and my mother passed away. I was honest with Sarah from the beginning. I hope that this is Sarah's friends who are listening to this.
He doesn't understand. It's not Sarah's friends. It's mean people on the internet that are being mean.
Success. So Sarah reports a privacy complaint to YouTube, right, on one of my videos. Sarah, you make me laugh. You really make me laugh. Am I upsetting you? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Sarah. Am I upsetting you? Well, I'll tell you what. Give me back my $13,000 that you stole and robbed from me. We'll say allegedly, and I'll stop. Okay, I'll stop then, okay? This girl's got such a pair of balls. Forget about it.
Forget about it. He said forget about it.
Some people are saying, hey, father, maybe you're going a little too far with this Sarah thing. Maybe you should calm down, relax, just take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Let me tell you why I can't do that. This girl was in a relationship with this cop since February of this year. She met me in May. I mean, Listen, I understand you're going to call me a dumbass. You're going to say the writing was on the wall. You're going to say the red flags were all over the
I don't think she's seeing a cop, man. I think she's probably saying that to get you to stop contacting her. She's probably trying to be like, I'll have my cop boyfriend stop you.
place. And you're right.
Because you're still messaging her, probably. And I get it, he wants his $13,000, but, like, she's not gonna give it to you. Like, unless she's forced to by the law. She scammed you. She's not giving the money back.
Right. You're right. I'm an idiot. I'm a stunad. I'm a mamalouk, what I did. I'm not denying it. I'm not denying it. I'm a dumbass. But the thing is, it still doesn't take away the fact that this girl knew my wife passed away. My mom...
He keeps bringing it up. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for your tragedies. Genuinely. I have nothing but empathy for that. But it's a separate issue. It's a separate issue. It's some personal responsibility. Like 5% is all I'm asking. Bittergrin with 100 bits says, I'm surprised she didn't just abandon the account and move on, right? Maybe she has other people on the hook on that account or something.
Away. The children's mother and grandmother passed away within 2 weeks. She knew this. She was in a relationship with this cop, lying her ass off to me. Every possible way that this girl, Sarah, could lie, she lied. Okay? Telling me, oh, you know, this cop is not really, you know, anything to me. He's just a friend. He's someone...
Like, a lot of scammers aren't even from the States.
Years.
This person is probably on another continent.
We don't have any romantic relationship. We're not in a relationship. And then you see on the guy's
he needs major therapy.
Facebook page, right? It says, you know, where it says relationship status, it says in a relationship with Sarah. He's got the hearts. Exactly the time that she moved in, which was February. This girl's lying her ass off. Okay, with everything was a lie. This girl's saying that she had no intention to come to the Jersey Shore. Listen, this girl was saying she wanted to live with me. She wanted to live with me. Listen, I don't give a shit. This girl wants to play Miss Innocent. She wants to make me be the bad wolf, okay? And she's a little red Robin Hood in the house, and I'm gonna blow the freaking house down. Ah! I'm the wolf. I'm the big bad wolf. Okay, let's wait.
We get it, man. Fennikagami says, my mom almost got catfish. Some dude was matched with her on eHarmony and she was having fun. I was skeptical, but she got red flags to her when he asked for money. She asked me to look at the messages and it looked like a scam. She blocked him. I've been conned out of money by my neighbors. I usually shrug and assume they need it more than me because it's a rough neighborhood. Shit happens, dude. Yeah.
This girl lied her ass off in so many ways. Every possible way you could lie.
Trey says, I think he's about as likely to give his money, or rather, I think he's as likely to get his money back as Ape Father is to giving money to the people he convinced to invest in AMC. True.
I mean, where do you want to start? With the kids? She said she wanted to be the kid's best friend, Sophia's best friend. Where else you want to lie? The girl says she wanted to live with me. The girl saying that I'm her everything. You're my everything. I think about you every second. You're my everything. She says,
it's a good song.
What do you want? Where do you want to go? Pornographic pictures. She wants to freaking, I make love to you like you want me to, and I'll hold you tight, baby, all through the night. I make love to you. Now, obviously, at this point, I'm not attracted to this girl at all. I think she's trash. I think she's garbage. I got a beautiful woman in my life that I'm very happy with. The best of the best. Forget about it, okay? A 10 out of a 10 I got. But
oh my god, is the same woman catfishing him again through another account? Is he getting catfished by a second person, or is it the same person but through a separate account?
But it's the principle that she took $13,000 lying her ass off. $13,000.
What do you want to bet he will absolutely give money to the next catfish too, without a second thought? Overthought says the second catfish has hit the boomer. Excuse you, he's Gen X, I'm pretty sure. Okay? He's Gen X.
I want my money back. And then she could go her merry little way with her friggin' cop. Okay? In her friggin' cockroach, mouse, and rat-infested apartment. They can have a great time there. Go have a good time, you know? Go have a great time. I don't care what the two of you do. You understand? I don't care. Give me back my money, and then we'll call it quits. Very simple.
Jesus Christ.
So Sarah contacted YouTube and said, take down my videos. The ones where I say A-Father is my boyfriend, and I can't wait to see him the end of July. I can't wait to see my man, A-Father. You know, where she has the heart and the R. He is my boyfriend, and I adore him. And I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see my man. Well, she wanted those videos taken down. YouTube complied and took the videos down. But what Sarah doesn't understand is that she has to now take me to court. She has 10 days. This is what she doesn't understand. And she has to provide, not only evidence to YouTube, but she's going to have to provide evidence in a court of law. Sarah.
Jesus Christ, Father.
You know what's funny about Sarah? All of this could have ended already.
I'm showing you a fraction of the videos he's posted in the last couple weeks, by the way. If you're like, wow, Hannah, why is she showing every single video? I'm not. I'm showing you maybe 5% of the videos he has made in the last 2 weeks about this.
The girl
and he just keeps repeating himself.
An apology.
Do you know how broken my YouTube algorithm is?
Okay. And some form of settlement. The girl stole, again, I'll say it's alleged, but $13,000 in the LoveCon. And she knows she's wrong. She knows it. This is business as usual for this friggin' girl. She's acting like Miss Innocent. She's acting like I'm the big bad wolf. He's a big bad wolf. I was in love with him. No, she never was in love with me.
When you're talking about getting catfished, don't start singing the theme to Teen Wolf. What the fuck are we doing?
She pretended.
What is happening?
That's the LoveCon. She pretended she's in love with me. But in all actuality, she was in love with the green. I love the green more than you know. She loved the dough. Gotta let it show. I love the dough. And then once she got enough of that dough, it was time to go. And that was the end of the show. So
why does he keep singing? It's a quirk. I do that too sometimes, where like something someone says or you say will like remind you of something from a song or a line from a movie, and you feel like you gotta end it.
She could have ended all of this if you were.
I'd like to think I'm a little more socially conscious about when it's appropriate to do that.
Really a true person, if you were a true girl that actually had a heart, that actually had a soul, so very simple. So very simple. You issue an apology, and then you might say, apologize for what? Sarah, come on. Everyone sees what you did. Maybe except you, but I even think you know it. Sarah, you came into the relationship knowing my wife passed away, knowing my mom passed away,
Kagami says, dog, best you were her sugar daddy and she felt flirting with you was payment enough for your money. If she feels bad for your kids, she's rationalized it with your kid ultimately being your problem and not hers. She's likely amazed a guy your age doesn't grasp how the game is played, and this is all assuming that you weren't catfished. Move on, dude. Even if she did date you, this is just proving why she shouldn't date you.
Knowing that I was a disaster, knowing my emotions are out of whack. You knew all of this. I mean, you're acting like you're shocked, you're surprised. You knew all of this, okay? And you come in making all these promises. Now you're going to deny it to everybody, right? But you know.
Okay, probably enough, Ape Father. Way more than necessary, but like these are all the videos he's posted. Like in the last 24 hours, how many videos has he posted about Sarah? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. In the last day, he's posted 5 videos about her.
So I'm going to be starting a new piano collection, okay, for the new lady in my life. She's been so great to me and the kids.
Definitely not Sarah again, wearing a different mask.
She's talking to the kids every single day. I cannot reveal any personal information. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are asking me what's her name, where does she live, where is she from. She's local. That's all I can tell you. But she's been just amazing for me and the kids, and just being there.
Oh, so you're introducing your children to yet another woman you just met, probably through the internet. He's learned nothing. He learned nothing.
For us, honestly, I credit her that I broke up with Sarah. If it wasn't for her, who knows where I would be right now, you know, because seriously, she snapped me out of it. She said, wake up before you go. Don't leave me hanging on because I want to know. She wanted to know. She's like, I'm here. You know, I'm here. I'm a real woman, you know. I'm every woman, not like that girl, Sarah, the devil. Okay? She goes, I'm a
Her
real woman.
name is Tara.
You understand? And took me some time to wake up. It took me some time to snap out of that trance, that New Orleans voodoo trance, you know? I was in a trance.
When the Saints go marching in?
New Orleans. Sarah got me in that New Orleans trance when I had the best girl to dance. She's there for my kids every day. What can I say? Sometimes I make mistakes. You know I need a porterhouse steak. I'm gonna take her out for a big juicy one, 'cause she only deserves the best. Anyway, no, she's awesome. You know, she's got a great sense of humor too. You know, she's got a great sense of humor. She has a great heart. She's super beautiful. She's a hard worker. She makes a lot of money. She's on her way to become a millionaire.
Oh yeah, this motherfucker's getting catfished again. Holy shit.
Talks to me every day.
Oh, come on, dude. Stop. This like I both feel sad for him and I'm mad at him. You know what I mean? Like I'm mad at him for not getting it. Like, dude, come on. Come on, man. You're so close.
She just makes me happy, you know. So yeah, I'm going to be dedicating a new piano collection. It will not include that New Orleans song. It's going to be I love the Saints Go Marching In. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be all original music. Some will be with lyrics.
Okay, moving on from Ape Father. I just can't believe him. Seriously, what the hell? Okay, let's see what the PP show's been up to. I believe this is going to be them talking about the GameStop Power Pack thing. This may have been before it was announced exactly what it was. This might be them speculating.
Have some tinfoil to kind of back this as well. Let's take a look here at a couple things happening with the GameStop vault, okay? Let me pull up this post here so we can take a very quick look at this. This one was from Luke. What Luke says is that the new GameStop PSA vault is already powered by crypto technology, is what he says. It says here user accounts are static wallets. He says GME.
There's no crypto account. There's no crypto integration to the Power Packs thing since it was announced, as far as I understand.
It isn't a Web3 play. It's the Web3 play. And again,
not Web3. Web3 is dead. Long live Web2.
Excellent stuff from the community, man. These last couple of days. I mean, everybody has been firing on all cylinders. Connect to GameStop to PSA. Okay, you have GameStop. You have Power Packs in the middle to the PSA. It says here by linking your accounts, will share your information with PSA. PSA will check to see if there is an existing PSA account associated with your email address, and if not, they'll create one automatically for you. When you buy a Power Pack, it will appear in your PSA vault, which you can access by logging into PowerPacks or PSAcard.com. I love the name Power Packs, man. I love it. Let's just abbreviate it and let's call it PP, fellas. Go ahead, Michael.
Also, I mean, you know,
I want to point out that Michael's looking... I'm not commenting on, like, I don't like to comment on people's looks. I'm not making fun of him for this. I just think it's indicative of his mental state a little bit. He's looking rougher these days. The hair's getting a little scruffier. It's a little less formal. He's definitely been getting into a lot of conspiracy theory stuff in his free time. He's obsessed with Epstein stuff. Of course, he's also a big Trump fan.
Nintendo.
What happened to Travis? I don't know. I'm not up on the PP show lore, believe it or not. I don't know what happened to Travis.
Who Ryan Cohen said he was going to go see, this
The real question is, where's Plur?
or whatever.
I remember that, yeah.
I mean, they're the most kind of lockdown kind of gaming system, but that does have at least one advantage, which is that, let's say that the rarity that's produced, is at least manageable, right? Because there's less like counterfeiting. And so say you catch a shiny Pokemon or whatever it is, and then you can turn that into cash. I mean, you're going to get, a total frenzy as far as if...
Are there shiny Pokemon cards? I'm not a card collecty person. Are there shiny Pokemon cards that do something special? Yeah, there are? Yeah. Thank you.
If GameStop was the kind of currency broker for these different gaming systems where you could get rare items and transfer them to your games, I think that's where things are headed. I mean, you look at like World of Warcraft, right? People were like literally selling items for real life money, and we are moving towards that. And if GameStop can...
I hate that. I hate artificial scarcity for digital products. I find it disgusting.
Work its way into be that main platform where all the commerce in games, and even collectibles, ends up converging. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. And again, it's big money behind this, right? And I think that it's not too crazy to think that, just like what the US is doing in terms of like this like crypto treasury, I don't think it's that crazy to think that also you could see something like that with GameStop as well, right? Yes, they are into like the collectibles, and yes, it's a revenue maker, and I don't think solely that this is their big move that we've been waiting years for. I think that there's something major in the works here. I think a lot of us are trying to piece it together, but one thing that we can all agree on.
It's kind of sad how over time the PP show went from being an overly busy, too many cooks, like 7 people on screen at once, and it's whittled down to just Michael and PP being insane at each other. Stone Corbell says, the one for WoW was from when Blizzard tried to make WoW card game, and some of the physical cards had scratch-offs so that could be redeemed in-game for rewards. Since the card game is now long out of print, the cards that reward in-game items are very expensive. Makes sense.
Is that there's going to be more than just collectibles, I think, when it comes to GameStop, right? It's going to be a little bit more than just being...
It's like that time I bought a NOS energy drink so I could unlock a skin in Batman Arkham Asylum.
Like a profitable company.
Or City. It was City.
Just holding some Bitcoin and, again, like, handling a lot of these collectibles and things like that.
Someone in the chat just said, calm down, said, we got banned from eBay for selling items in an MMO in the 90s. And actually, I remember my cousin sold like some accounts, I think, for World of Warcraft, like way back in the day. And that's the thing is like, you would need some way to kind of legitimize it, right? If you're buying it through GameStop and it's like, no, like blockchain, we know this account exists. We know this account has these certain...
Why are you any more sure of the account existing if it's on the blockchain than if it's anywhere else? The fact that it's written in a blockchain doesn't mean the physical thing is definitely real. Like, whatever database you happen to hold the information is entirely separate from the physical place the card is.
Items and whatever. Like, I mean, that's going to be a huge advantage over eBay or any other platform where you don't know what you're actually buying or whether you're going to buy it because, contract is law, right? Like it could be written in there like, hey, if they pay this much, this account automatically gets transferred. And,
Again with this fucking NFT shit that's never happened. No, that's not how any of this works or is going to work. We're years past the NFT thing blowing up. Stop trying to make NFTs happen.
Could be just really seamless.
Seamless. Have you ever tried to use blockchain? Have you ever tried to use fucking crypto with anything?
No, I agree 100%. Let's take a look here at I actually did not know that you could get banned for for selling shit from World
Also,
War II.
though, you know, just if anyone's buying options for GameStop, one, it just dipped, and two, you know, it's about ready to close. So,
Right on.
you know, just saying.
Yeah. Leaps, man. Leaps. I mean, these weeklies, you know, you get fucked, and sometimes you hit it big on a weekly, right? It's like that 1 week back in May,
Speaks,
actually
thanks for
pretty
following.
recently. I don't know if it was May, June, somewhere around there. Like we went from 22 to 34. That was an excellent week, in my opinion, to play options, right?
Yeah, like you were suggesting the $25 strikes for October 17th. I think we were talking.
Let's take a look here again, fellas. We all got to get along, man. You know, I mean, you know, we're stuck here. We're fucking stuck together. It's like being in the same goddamn car. You're stuck with each other here, man. All right. So
you could sell it any time. Bittergrin says, sure, they could use their blockchain for this, or they could save tons of money and just use an SQL database. PP, they're not trapped in a car. They could leave any time, especially if they're not even interested in the GameStop stuff, because the Bed Bath stuff has been done for over a year. It's over. They can leave. You're not trapped.
you know, we're gonna have to get through it together, man. We got to get along somehow. All right. I feel like the dad who's like driving all his kids, man, on a fucking like vacation or something. All right. So it says here from Paying, it says, you guys want some dank tinfoil. He says, look closely. I think Sal
He's trapped in his mind. He can check out any time you like, but you can't ever leave.
also post about this too.
Thanks, the Eagles.
So credit to Sal and also Paying. It says, look closely. All right. The cup says Bladder Buster Burgers, BBB. And also Sal pointed out that the cup is also yellow as well. So you have your BBB.
Oh, they're tinfoiling. It's the ad for the GameStop Power Packs thing, and they're using it to try and create tinfoil about Bed Bath & Beyond, a company that has no relation to GameStop because GameStop exists and Bed Bath doesn't.
Your BBBY here as well. It says BBB tendies coming soon from the Something Burger joint. Again, we did see some hints at this is a something burger. This is not a nothing burger. And it says from Paying, first food menu at PPC show was Five Guys burgers with Pulte. That is true. It was. So if we take a look here, you actually see, and again, I feel like they gave a shout out to Leroy. Like you can quite literally see that it says here, Leroy.
Did you see that Pulte is currently on a crusade for our dickbag piece of shit president, trying to get Jerome Powell fired, by the way, or trying to get him to quit? So that's great.
Roy's Chicken Shack.
When I was dealing with Pulte years ago and was mocking him, I didn't think that he would single-handedly be working to try and get rid of the independency of the Fed, so that's good. Everything's great.
I don't know. You know, I personally think that it is a shout out to Leroy out there, Leroy Jenkins from our community. Here's the BBB here, right? And obviously you guys know, and again, we like our tinfoil here at the PP show. BBB is what they reference in the dockets as Bed Bath & Beyond, right? When they're specifically talking about baby, they typically will, you know, say BBBY for bye bye baby, and they call the Bed Bath company now BBB. And as you can see here, Bladder Buster Burgers, right? And again, you know, some people say, well, PP, you're crazy, man.
You think that the visual gag that's supposed to look like an old Wendy's cup is a reference to your dead stock? That's healthy.
And, you know, that's just, that's a coincidence, right?
It's not even a coincidence. It's a connection you're making where none exists.
I beg a differ, man, because again,
I beg a differ.
Could have named this
an idiom that exists.
Fucking cup anything, right? They could have named it Bucks, I don't know, something fucking goddamn burgers, right? Didn't
He couldn't even come up with that. Okay.
Have to say Bladder
Bucks Big Burgers. Bucks Bonkers Burgers.
Buster Burgers, exactly in that order. And basically, the goddamn cup is yellow, for God's sake.
Blake's Bussy Burgers.
BBBY, right? I think that this is, in fact, alluding to something that is happening here. Again, you know, we have been discussing this for a multitude of years now. People probably believe that we've lost our minds. Hell, even the president has now officially opened up asylums. I know that Michael will be checking himself in soon there. So, you know, again, I think that a lot of it is crazy. You know, a lot of it is crazy. But, you know, fellas, I've seen a lot more.
If they lock me up in an asylum, please don't put me next to PP or Michael. I'm just begging you. Just anywhere but near these people.
Crazier things. Now, I want to take our attention. Let me turn this down. I want to take our attention to the actual video itself. Okay. Someone pointed this out to me last night. Actually, they were DMing me. I believe it was Javed is who it was. I think it was Javed who was pointing this out for me. But one thing he pointed out is that, you know, he, and again, there were some other people who reached out too. So correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember who told me what. But if you look at specifically this scene right here, right? Buck Bunny is looking at the pull. He does the exact opposite, right? He goes against the grain and he kicks the door open. Instead of pulling it, he pushes it. He kicks it open, actually. And also, one thing I will say is this like kick right here reminds me of you guys remember in Roaring Kitty's video where he says I'm back, and then someone is like kicking into the screen. It kind of reminds me of that. Now, I will point out too, someone also said is that all of a sudden, once he kicks the door open, the moon comes into view. And someone said that this is a rising moon. So take a look at this. He claims that it's a rising moon, is what he said. So it does look to be moving. The camera is also panning, but also the moon is moving as well. Okay. And he pointed out that this could be, in fact, maybe something to do with the moon. I don't know, a PP reference, whatever it may be. I do find
think it's a reference to you? Even if it was a reference to anything, it would be to the moon, because that's a common, like, Memestock thing, is to the moon. It's out about you. Ugh.
The color coordination also to be very interesting, right? The fact that the sky is literally like almost the same type of
Christy Speaks says, every time I see a stock conspiracist, I'm reminded of the saying that any sufficiently advanced technology appears to be magic to someone with insufficient knowledge, and all I can think of is that they're so financially illiterate that must be what's happening. It basically is. If you haven't seen Dan Olson's documentary about it, it's pretty good. He goes in depth as to the, well, a lot of what's going on here.
It's almost like the same type of purple that we use. You have like the same moon that we use right there in the photo.
The same moon. How many different depictions of the moon do you think there are, PP? It all looks the same. It's the moon. It's tidally locked.
As well. There were some other things people pointed out, like, for instance, here, I'll just make this widescreen. There were some other things that people pointed out too, obviously being the undies and the stapler right here, right? The arcade owns it. Who did, in fact, win the stapler.
So, you know, recently there's a story about GameStop employees stapling the screens of a bunch of Switch 2s. They auctioned off that stapler on eBay for a lot of money.
I think they keep pushing back the date too. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they keep pushing it back more and more, right, Michael?
And I think Ryan Cohen threw in his underwear.
I don't think that stapler has been officially shipped out yet. Have you checked it?
I haven't checked it, actually.
Okay.
But I think it also, you know, how this also plays into it is to say that you have, I really do think they're going to do a streaming platform. I mean, I think that like X is going to need to do game streaming, right? And they still don't have all their licenses from the different states to actually do crypto, which is, I think, part of like the battle that's going on and why we're waiting. But like, let's say that you were, you know, I think what the future is, right? Like I could take my mic to GameStop, for instance, have them PSA grade it and tokenize it. And
I'm sorry, you want PSA to grade your microphone? PSA grades trading cards. Does every item need to be analyzed for value and commodified and turned into a fucking asset class that can be bundled into investments that can be put on the market? I'm taking so much psychic damage, the brains of these people.
And then I could sell it. And then, right? Like, so it's like streamers could end up like tokenizing whatever it is that they want as a way to generate money instead of having to have.
What the fuck are you talking about? Why would I tokenize my microphone? What would that do? Explain your thoughts. They don't mean anything on their own.
Like weird advertisements from companies they don't use or don't care about. Which would be cool, right? You could make t-shirts, whatever it is, like you can tokenize it, and it would just be like a seamless kind of experience. People could gift it, right? You could be watching and someone else could gift things and you could see it on the stream. It would make everything more exciting, but also it like kind of speed up the transfer of money around, which means that more people can benefit, as far as vendors and people.
I think it'd be a great idea, right? I think a lot of people would utilize it. If GameStop came out with some kind of like streaming platform, I'd use it here at the PP show. I would love for them to give us the opportunity to to launch something like that, man. That'd be fucking awesome, man. You have the undies right here, the stapler. You also
Aaron Edelman says, "Is this an example of me using a tokenized microphone?" No.
also have the
None of those things.
crane here for the bananas as well. Let's see. Okay, the basket mouth is what I really like, right?
Why are you calling it a basket?
So, did you ever know when I first watched it? I never fucking noticed this, right? But the fucking mouth is a basket, all right?
I don't think it's a basket. It has a weird texture, but I wouldn't call it a basket. I'd call it Cronenberg-esque. It kind of looks like... Has anyone seen Naked Lunch? It kind of looks like the hole in the back of the bug in Naked Lunch.
It's very, very odd, right? You have the mouth as like this like basket, and I think someone had some really
actually
good...
does look like a basket.
It is, yeah. I mean, you can see it, right? That is a full-on basket, right?
And Larry Ching actually
when he spins, I can see it more like a basket. Okay, I can see it there.
Sponsored a basket company, which
I remember with the lemon.
Yeah.
Remember there was like lemons in it or
in
something.
Mexico.
Yeah, it was yellow. Maybe there was lemons in it. I can't remember. But yes, I think that he was in fact alluding maybe to like this basket of what was going on here. So obviously you have Buck Bunny in the basket. Okay, now we come to this scene here. Now there is a lot of tinfoil in this photo right here, right? I believe this is from Pokemon right here on the left, right?
Yeah, it's Ash Ketchum cap.
Ash's hat, you have this. You have the photo here, and I'll cover what some people said about some of this stuff here, just so everybody can see. But specifically the person catching this ball, right? And some people have pointed out that, look, this is the exact same photo of Rory.
The hang in there?
Yeah, the hang in there photo with the cat, right? Now I will say too is that someone pointed out this as well. Bill Pulte constantly talked about innings. I mean, and I went back to the very, very first show that we ever had Bill Pulte on, and coincidentally enough, right on that show, he actually had mentioned the first inning. He said
that's just because he's a hack that likes to sound smart or tries to act like he knows about business using like sports metaphors or other metaphors that make him sound smart, but they're vacuous most of the time.
It was kind of like some kind of market thing. You guys can go back and watch that interview for yourselves. It was the very first time that we had him on the show. Not his office event, but actually the first time he made an appearance in 2023. I think it was July. And he was talking about innings at that time as well. So I do think that it's not a coincidence that in this Buck photo, they basically have this guy, in my opinion, maybe even like catching the winning ball here. I don't know if he's missing it or he's catching it. But Bill Pulte did, in fact, kind of point that out too.
And so also, as far as bringing in more people into the gaming space, right? Like, and how Qatar comes into this. So Qatar, they, I guess, own FIFA or something, some rights to FIFA. And they're kind of going all in. And so it's like, of all these people, that actually was one thing that brought them into the crypto world, was you could like buy the tokens of your team to support your team. But also if you had, like in sports betting, you could like bet, like kind of like in poker, right? You could like, oh, I'll bet my car or whatever.
Mhm.
You could literally do it. It's like, oh, I'm
Your
gonna
first example is I'll bet my car?
sports bet my, the super rare baseball card. And that could be kind of an interesting thing, because you're like, well, what are people betting?
Mhm.
Right.
He's literally excitedly talking about this as an avenue for irresponsible gambling.
And, it's like, oh, I'm going to, anyway, like to win like a super rare baseball card, betting on a game would be quite an interesting, thing to happen.
Absolutely, yeah. So in this photo too, we also have obviously the we're gonna go over all of this in just one moment. We have the bat here, we have the ash, the backpack. We also have the person catching the ball here. We got some pizza down there. Slab busters, remember Ghostbusters. Okay, we'll come back to that in just one moment. We have this towel. Okay, this is some kind of towel that's been placed on some type of object up here.
I don't know if it's a towel, it's a cloth. I think you want it to be a towel because towels were sold at Bed Bath & Beyond, and you want it to be around.
A lot of people right now are speculating what this towel is covering. Now, there was someone out there. What was his name? His name was Hypo Hopshanima. All right. And he says that could be, in fact, a stormtrooper helmet, which I like, right? I pointed out the fact that there is a pot of greed up here on the right next to that image as well. And some people had pointed out that this down here is a Black Lotus from the game Magic of the Gathering. Okay.
Magic of the Gathering.
So you have the Black
He's so in touch with the market for this, guys.
Lotus and you have Pot of Greed from Yu-Gi-Oh! Both these cards are banned to my knowledge, right? And also this card is like a $4 million card as well, by the way. But I will say that this Pot of Greed and also this one down here is in fact banned, okay, from competitive play. Now, again, it could just be kind of they're putting it in there, but I think that Ryan Cohen, one thing he said is to pay attention to detail.
It is banned from competitive play because it's like a busted card.
I think that it
destroys the meta or
detail,
something,
right? This is something that people need to be paying attention to. I think that they are trying to, in fact, some kind of symbolism, some kind of messaging to all of us to try to figure this out here. You have the change machine also on the right-hand side too, okay? And then we will come right back to all that. We'll come back to that entire board there, okay? So it does say here, oops, let's go ahead and see that clip. So we have Buck's hole here, and we go into it. It says, let's go ahead and see that clip. So we have Buck's hole here, and we go into it. It says
All right.
a whole new way to collect. Okay. Now, last person we saw who was talking about any kind of hole or anything like that was Greg. All right, with the donut hole specifically, which I find very questionable, right? Like so many people are saying, Greg is nobody, yada yada. I don't think so, man. Greg is most certainly somebody, and
he got hired at GameStop.
Yeah, I know. And Ryan Cohen, there's tons of fucking interaction, things like that. So many people that are like, Greg is nobody, Greg is nobody. All of that sporadically popped up coincidentally the day that there was a photo that he had posted where it was basically showing the steak and the forks and like the shit, and it said it was a VW, right, for like Volkswagen, I think. And then if you look at his feet, you can tell that this is like someone who has runner's feet. Again, we have the best hand experts out there, but guess what, man? We have the best goddamn fucking feet experts that money can buy, my friends. All right.
Does a foot expert cost a lot? I feel like you just troll wiki feet forums or something and you can find a couple.
So we got a couple people together. They looked at these feet and they said, you know what? This is runner's foot. I mean, look at the fucking, there's like these black nails here, from something to do with friction from running, things like that. The moment we started discussing it, all of a sudden you saw this like explosion. Like, oh, Greg's nobody, stop paying attention to Greg. So I think we figured it out here. Greg is most certainly somebody, at least in my opinion. All the RC interaction, everything that we've seen left and right. I mean, he is most certainly somebody, right? But I will say, and we're going to take a look at why this is questionable here. He was the only person who kind of posted this photo of like a donut hole. Okay, so we're going to see a hole. Okay, so let's take a look real quick here. I do want to come back to that wall that's on there, but I did want to just touch on.
They get that it's a hole because it went into the rabbit's asshole, right? Like they get that that's the joke, right? That's it. It's because butthole. That's the joke is butthole.
I think I have, here it is right here. We're going to take a look at this real quick. So
also, just real quick, the delivery Control Chaos just texted me. He says the delivery date moved 1 to 2 weeks to the right.
1 to 2 weeks
later than the original 19 to 24.
Yeah, so they're just like, this is why I think that Ryan Cohen maybe won this item. Some people think that maybe there's an issue with maybe the buyers not. So there's a lot of scenarios, right? I personally think maybe it is Ryan Cohen. It makes sense. Let's meme out a little bit and say, we're going to send some underwear. Let's do a good cause.
Let's meme out a little bit. Jesus. All right. I think the last thing we're going to do about this today is the newest Ryan Cohen interview. This was done about the stapler. I think this was done because of the stapler auction. So let's take a look. It's like 17 minutes or so. We'll see what Ryan Cohen, the CEO of GameStop, has to say.
Last month, and I'm sure most of you have heard this, right, during the frenzy of the midnight
Real quick, Fenekagami with 40 bits says, PP, my culture is not your costume. Stop trying to be a fake nerd for your fucking capitalist Borg shit. Seriously, these guys are talking about being Truman in the Truman Show, and they think it's a good thing.
Release of the much-anticipated Nintendo Switch 2, employees over at the Staten Island GameStop punctured holes in both the cardboard, the packaging, and the screens of the GameStop, right, as they were stapling on the receipts. This instantly became sort of a hot topic on social media. And then, of course, the CEO of GameStop came up with a brilliant idea. How about we turn this into a positive development? So on July 9th, the company began auctioning off what it's calling authentic relics of Staplegate. Right? And this is crazy. We're up almost to 300 bids on this thing, and the stapler, that's the infamous stapler.
I wonder if it really did end up selling for that much, or if it was just a joke bid. Green guy with $1 tip says, Hannah, you'll be getting food, clothes, and heat cool pads on Monday. It's all peanut butter related snacks. The super cute Halloween item can't be on a gift list. Dumb, right? I thought I lived in capitalist land. Well, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. And Agebird says they sold the wrong stapler with a link.
Excuse me. I believe you have my stapler.
It's at $250,000. And here's the good news. All the proceeds will be donated to the Children's Miracle Hospital Network, or Network Hospital. All right, let me bring it out.
That is good. As much as I will make fun of GameStop, I'm glad they're donating money. That's good.
The brains behind this and so many other things. GameStop chairman and CEO Ryan Cohen. Ryan, I gotta just ask you. So someone calls you up and says, Ryan, someone at the Staten Island store is stapling holes in the screen. What were your first thoughts when you heard about this whole?
This is a truly terrible interview, by the way. And I want to point out, this is like a softball interview. This is like there's like a silly public interest story. It's kind of offbeat. We're selling a stapler for tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars for charity. You come on, you plug your business, right? This should be an easy PR thing, right? This should be easy. Everyone with a modicum of media training should be able to handle this softball, fun interview, and he just sucks. He sucks so bad.
Thing.
We got limited inventory, and they're damaging our limited inventory.
You thought about it like a shopkeeper. You didn't think about the public relations part of it, huh?
I thought about it as we got to get rid of them.
I got you. Well, I'm sure they're probably watching this show from a sofa somewhere. But I love how you turned this into something positive, right? Something uplifting. And let's be honest, your emergence as a CEO of GameStop has been uplifting. It's created a rock solid groundswell of believers. And so what I did is so many of them reached out to me on X. I told them they could help me ask you the questions today. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to get the first question to you. It's from a guest. He's one of my favorite guests. He's loaded up on your stock, Kip Harridge. And his question is, share your views on financial engineering in the GameStop way, and give us a snapshot of what GameStop will look like in 5 or 10 years. That's what everybody wants to know.
I don't have a crystal ball.
You're the CEO. It's your job to be forward thinking about what the company's goals are for the next 5 years. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay.
But if you look at where the company was from when I joined the board in January of 2021, and a few $100 million of debt, losing hundreds of millions of dollars, to where the company is today, $9 billion of cash on the balance sheet, and the retail business is running.
I don't think the thing about Ryan Cohen that gets to me is I don't think he understands how lucky he is. I genuinely think he went from getting really lucky with Chewy and getting bought out directly into this, and I think he buys his own bullshit. I think he thinks he's a brilliant CEO. He thinks he's a genius businessman, and he doesn't understand that he basically rolled a nat 20, like, multiple times in a row to get company after company, and now he has this company where there's a bunch of sycophants that'll just, like, throw money at him. It's nuts. It's crazy.
Profitably, then, if you may be able to extrapolate and see where we will be in the future, but time will tell. It depends on macro conditions, but we'll see what happens. But we've come a long way in a really short period of time.
You've come a very long way in a short period of time, but I think now everyone's kind of thinking the catalyst, right? A month ago, I took my granddaughter to the American Dream Mall in New Jersey, and it was pretty much empty, except we came up on this one store. It's called Pop Mark. And I mean, it was just brimming with business. These kids were everywhere, and they're doing the collectibles, and they're doing all of this stuff. And I'm thinking, I thought about you. I thought about GameStop immediately. Now, how do you tap into something like that?
I mean, we've moved the business from a big reliance on hardware and software to collectibles. And so we're selling a ton of trading cards, both sports and TCG. And, it's a much more durable business. It's not as cyclical.
Is it gonna be long-term? He says it's not as cyclical, but, like, in my mind, trading card stuff, while there is a consistent base, it had a big thing in the 90s. Then in, like, the 2010s, it had a resurgence, and now it's having a resurgence again. So I do think it's cyclical. I don't think it's seasonal, but I do think it's cyclical. I think over a 5 to 10 year period, you're going to see lulls, and then every maybe new generation of kids, you might get a boost every once in a while. But I don't think it's a business that is at this level all the time. I don't know if you guys have seen the videos of, like, all the scalpers and the people who really want the cards lining up at businesses that have the Pokemon card machines and stuff. It's crazy. We're in the middle of kind of a big frenzy with, like, card collecting again right now. So I think it's a little weird that he's acting as though that this is the norm and we're not in a current, like, high period for trading cards right now.
As hardware, which, as you know, it's hit driven. The software business, hardware is every 6 to 7 years, and it's TBD in terms of the future of hardware. So we've got a much larger collectibles business today, and generally the business is much more efficient. It's going to be a smaller, less stores, but more profitable company. And most importantly, we're generating profits every single quarter now. So
not operationally.
Typically in the past, GameStop's only made money in Q3 and in Q4.
The vocal fry. Yeah, it's like he's trying to do an Elizabeth Holmes.
And actually, when I joined the board and before I joined the board, GameStop was losing money every single year. I mean, it's hard.
H-Baird with 40 bits says, you're not listening right. He's encoded a message. He's talking about hardware. That means he secretly wants us all to buy shares in Ace Hardware. Come to think of it, come to Reddit for more of my DD.
It's hard to appreciate what a piece of crap the business was when I joined the board and what was going on in the boardroom and management, but we're making progress.
Yeah, I actually used to use this as a cautionary tale on a company buying back stock and rewarding CEOs with big bonuses while the company was itself failing. So you're absolutely right about the crappy part of it. Let me ask you about these earnings, the last earnings release. It's really, to me, it was pretty evident when the number came out. Everyone was focused on Bitcoin. Right, and everyone thought you would, because you had so much money, that you would have bought more Bitcoin. What's the Bitcoin part of the strategy here?
I look at it as a hedge against inflation, a hedge against global money printing. We've already made an investment, and we'll see.
How often is Tether printing fucking tethers?
It depends on
fucking shit. The hypocritical complaining of crypto bros about money printing, and then fucking Tether is the reason that Bitcoin in specific is as high as it is and hasn't collapsed. It fucking kills me.
Depends on the price. So I don't want to lose money. That's the most important thing. And something could be a really intelligent investment at one price, and it could be totally idiotic at another price. So, I haven't called our shots, but we may buy more Bitcoin, or we may not buy more Bitcoin. We'll see what happens.
So it's part of the strategy. Then it's an anti-inflation. It's a hedge against inflation. But if it's the right price, you also see it as an opportunity.
Yeah.
So so you're sitting on $9 billion. I want to share one of the posts we got on X because people are saying, okay, it's a lot of cash, and some want to see you put it to work. One question is, would you consider a dividend or even a special one-time dividend?
Benikagami says, Ryan is a typical modern capitalist, especially the Silicon Valley types. They don't understand that the system has been gamed in their favor, but that only works because the government is designed to bail them out so they can only fail upwards. But if you destroy the government, their vulture capitalism shit won't work and everything is going to collapse.
The thing with the dividend is you got to pay tax. And so, I look at it as I own just over 8% of the company, and granted, we better not do something foolish. But if we don't do something foolish, then better off keeping the money in the company and looking for the right opportunity than going and paying a dividend and paying taxes.
Yeah, that's Ryan going, actually, I'm raising that money to keep the book value high, so get fucked, I'm not giving you your money back, you assholes. I like that a lot of GameStop people, Morantz included, have been pounding the table about, a GameStop dividend for years, and he just shut it down like that. Nope, no dividend, bitch boys. Ryan says no.
You're speaking of looking for these opportunities. Are you? Because it feels you did the hardest part. You cleaned up a business that was awful, but this next leg up, are you being too cautious? Folks want to know, where are you looking? Where's the magic coming from? The Ryan Cohen magic.
Buying $1 billion of Bitcoin is apparently not risky enough. Wow.
Where exactly is that going to come from?
Why would they have ever given a dividend? Because GameStop apes want money, and anything that gives them money is good and should happen.
Because it's not going to fall in your lap.
It has to be the right time. We are in a position today where the retail business is profitable. Maybe the future value, when you think about GameStop, has more to do. Again, this is a guess, but it may have more to do with how we deploy our balance sheet than the cash that the retail operations will generate. But it needs to be the right time. And, the capital markets are funny. They can go, and this happens every 5 or 10 years. They can go from green to red and they don't flash yellow. And so, there may be an opportunity tomorrow. You never know. I mean, we could wake up tomorrow and the markets can be down 20%, and GameStop will be in a position to take advantage of those opportunities when they happen. But,
I got you.
We'll
Green guy with the tip says, long interview to just say, come spend money at my store. He's not even really saying that.
look everywhere.
Okay. Yeah, listen, that's how we all do our own individual portfolios as well. I want to ask you about shareholder value. And someone said, hey, what about these convertible notes and the dilution that comes with them? Why does GameStop keep doing them? And how does this add to shareholder value?
Well, they only can.
That's a good question. Harold Edelman with a 3-stream streak says, 3 streams, damn the internet for resetting. Also, I'm curious about your thoughts on this thing in business, talking. I don't know what it's called, but it's a CEO-specific speak where he's not responsible for a thing if it's bad. He's not telling you his moves, and things are great, but they weren't before he got there. RC's doing it, Trump does it better. Every time I hear it, it sounds like narcissistic delusion in an ugly suit. Yeah, I don't know if there's a specific word for it, but yeah, it's just being manipulative. Being a manipulative, slimy weasel.
Converted a premium. And so, we've done these convertible notes at a 30% plus premium. And essentially, we're borrowing money at 0%. We're giving a conversion right at 30% plus. So, if someone's willing to lend you money at 0%, then it'd be pretty foolish not to take that money, as long as we don't do something stupid with it.
Right. So obviously we got to talk about short selling. Short selling in GameStop has been legendary. At one point, it probably was valid, considering, again, past management. Just about everyone's asking about 3 things when it comes to this. First of all, why GameStop? And do you see any form of illegal synthetic shares or whatever it might be?
Oh my god, they're actually taking this shit seriously? The media has completely failed in this country. In every duty that the media has ever had, it has objectively fucking failed. And that's sad.
Legal shorting. And what are you doing to fight back against this?
Even from when I made my original investment, I was fascinated at how much hatred there was towards an investment in GameStop. It was one of those things where, you would tell someone invested in GameStop and they'd be like, what? What are you invested in GameStop for? And so there's always...
I think they still think that, but there's an added layer of, oh no, it's a crazy person.
Been a lot of people on the other side of the trade, and I have my own personal views on it. I think that it's un-American.
It's un-American. It's un-American to short sell. Go fuck yourself. What are you talking about? It's literally, and I'm not like the biggest fan of the stock market and how it functions, but when you have a market like this, having a mechanism like short selling can come in and try and mediate explosive bubbles, have someone looking at the situation that can go, whoa, this is insane behavior, and they can bet against that and kind of mute it a little bit and try and mitigate some of the damage of bubbles. Like, I'm not saying it's a perfect mechanism, but what the fuck are you talking about? It's un-American.
To bet against business, but it's a free market. If you want to be on the other side, no problem. And if things work out, then those shorts ultimately need a cover, and that could ultimately be a good thing. So I don't think it's all bad. I don't really have much respect for.
Benegagami says, I imagine that this speaks a lot, and say nothing corpo speak has been getting more common because increasingly real business isn't what dominates the corporate world. It's all finance bullshit, speculative investment, and debt economy now, so CEOs are just hype men. Yeah.
For for short sellers, and someone who's ultimately not smart enough to find someone successful, they have to bet on someone's failure. But if things work out, then they got to cover. So let them short.
Yeah, and I also, to be honest with you, it's the shorts out there, particularly the large organized shorts, they've always had a platform on financial media. So they built these big short positions. Then they go out and bash the companies, which I always thought was sort of unfair as well. Have you looked into any illegal activity with respect to the shorts, the sort of synthetic shares, or anything out there where, a lot of your shareholders are concerned that these shorts never seem to run out of stocks, define these stocks as short?
GameStop isn't even that shorted right now. What is he talking about? It's short. The amount of the stock that was short peaked in like 2021. Like, what is he talking about?
I'm not scared of the short sellers. Okay. They can short the stock. It's okay.
All right. Hey, let's talk about some.
I'm spending my time on the actual business. Ultimately, the stock will take care of itself. It's really focusing on the business. And frankly, if people are in GameStop and they're looking to make a quick buck, then that's not the investment for them. You should invest in any investment for the long term. If you're day trading, then you take all kinds of risks.
Well, I think by now you know that a large portion of your shareholders are not day trading. They're what we call diamond hands. They believe.
Samantha with a $10 tip says, for the post-op cheese fund. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And, their belief, they believe.
Is he a true believer, or is he just saying this shit until he eventually pulls the cord and cashes out? I don't even know at this point. I really don't. It's so hard for me to determine if someone's a true believer or a grifter. It's not mutually exclusive either. It can be like a ratio where like they're kind of believe it, or like they mostly believe it, but there's a little bit of doubt, and that's where the grift comes. I don't know.
And initially, I think, to fight the system. To your point, they saw the same hatred that you saw. This hatred from the financial media, this hatred from Wall Street, this hatred from the elites who looked down on them. They've looked down.
The elites. Ryan Cohen is one of the biggest single shareholders in Apple. He's a billionaire. So anyone talking about the elites to Ryan Cohen and not including him is ridiculous. The man is a billionaire with a B. He is the elite. He is one of the elites. Like, he is one of the richest people on the planet, and you have the gall to treat him like a fucking underdog? Holy shit, go fuck yourself. This is Fox Business, by the way.
Down on small companies, and they've been able to stomp and trample over these people from the beginning of time. So GameStop became sort of this symbol, right? This symbol of fighting back, and people bought into it, right? I bought shares because I wanted to partner with them, not because I believed in GameStop. This is before you even came on board, but because I love to fight back this nation. That's how this country was born. That's why America's the greatest country in the world.
Oh my God, the interviewer's a dipshit too. Oh fuck, we're so fucked. Everyone's an idiot. Everyone's so stupid. How have we lasted this long? Holy fuck.
So you've got folks who are in there with you. They're in the trenches with you. They are diamond hands, and they're
oh my God, a person on a news network said diamond hands unironically. Is this what getting older is? Is just watching your stupidest peers gain positions of power and going, what the fuck? I was making fun of that 3 years ago, and now it has a legitimate platform? What the fuck? What network? Fox Business.
I'm glad you're on the show today to help share your ideas and your vision, because that's all they really want. Words of encouragement, to understand what's going on with the company, to understand what the game plan is. So that's why I'm really happy that you're doing this right now for them.
You're preaching to the choir. I mean, look, it's all, pardon my French, it's all a scam. You look at private equity, you look at venture capital, you look at all of these pools of capital, which really exploded since the financial crisis, and it's all perverse financial incentives. They don't whether they make money or not for their LPs. They're getting management fees. So they want to deploy the capital as quick as possible, and they're great at sales, and they're making their 2 and 20, and even if it doesn't go up, then they're still making 2%. I'm a retail investor, so I make money if the stock goes up, and I don't make money just by going and sitting on my hands. I only make money if the business does well. So
you're a billionaire, you're not a retail investor in the way that it's normally connotated.
That was the setup of the trade. You basically had all of these elites, fancy hedge funds and private equity and everyone else who knows who is shorting the stock, and then you had myself as a retail trader, and you had a bunch of other retail traders on the other side of the trade.
Yeah, and to your point, I point this out at least once a week, probably more often, since 2009, how everything has changed. The financialization of our nation, where money just creates money, and it's all about gimmicks and product, and instead of real, true innovation and hard work.
Weren't you praising Bitcoin? What the fuck are you talking about? This host is completely economically incoherent. What the fuck are you you were... What? What? Oh.
And that brings me to something I just want to just get you to share a little bit, Ryan. Just your own personal background, your own personal success story, because I think it's really something that can motivate a lot of people.
Where do you want me to start?
Well, we've got about a 5-minute window, so you decide.
Oh boy. Yeah, open-ended question. I'm sure he's great at that. Fennikagami says, I've said this before and I'll say it again. People like Ryan would rather rule a kingdom of ash as long as they rule it. If someone else takes over, they'll destroy everything, even if the new person benefits them. They are stupid, they are arrogant, all they care about is feeling superior, even if that superiority comes from being the last people to die. To them, being equal to the common man, their lessers, is worse than death.
I built this pet food company. Someone, I had an idea to sell 30-pound bags of dog food in the mail. And we ended up going head-to-head against Amazon, built a bunch of big warehouses, and ultimately ended up delivering a really high-touch, better experience focused on the pet.
And he blew a bunch of VC cash. The company was never profitable under him, and he left after it was sold to, I think, PetSmart for some ridiculous sum of money. He basically Michael Scott paper companied.
Category, and I've always been an entrepreneur. I learned.
H-Baird says it's important to understand Fox News types don't actually speak English. When they hear words like wealth, freedom, and prosperity, they just hear good, good, good. And when they hear socialism, BLM, or DEI, they just hear bad, bad, bad.
From the best, my father never went to college. And thank God, by the way, if you look at what's going on now in the colleges today. So.
Oh my God, he's got to throw in the chud bullshit.
That's a competitive advantage too, as far as I'm concerned. But
I hate these people. The worst people in the world have power. Being a human being is truly a horrifying experience, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone. I hope in the next life I'm like a bug or something and I get squished immediately.
But I've always been an entrepreneur, and I invested in GameStop originally as a passive investment, actually. And as I engaged with the board, they had originally reached out to me to join, and they offered me a single board seat. And I was, ultimately just be a patsy, one of whatever 10 or a dozen people on the board. And as I really got an understanding for what goes on in these corporate boardrooms where...
Bittergrin says next life you'll be a butterfly. I'll just have anxiety all the time.
You've got these board members that are collecting, I think on average, like $350,000 a year. The average board director makes in the S&P 500.
Once he actually gets out of GameStop and sells his stock, he'll have made a lot more than that.
500 just to serve on a board and to do absolutely no work. And so as I saw what was going on, and everything was in the name of corporate governance. There was nothing about the business or shareholders or anything like that. I felt like I needed to file a 13D and really just clean out the boardroom. And so today we've got a much smaller board, and we've got a significant portion of our board that's invested in the company with their own money, and there's no compensation. And, you know, we'll see what happens with GameStop. You know, hopefully things work out well.
Well, I can tell you, hopefully, everyone's hopeful, but I tell you,
He did the math. He has 810 million in stock options.
just listening
He's just a poor little underdog, though. Don't you understand?
to you and knowing your background and just knowing who you are, we feel pretty good and pretty confident that things will work out. Just have to have the right patience. Ryan, I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you very much, and much success to you.
Charles, I want to say that, you know, I don't do much with the mainstream media, but, you know, I know we've spoken in the past, and I like you. You're a good guy. So we need more,
Yeah, he gave him a softball interview that he still sounded like an asshole in.
more people like you in the mainstream media.
Oh,
Thank you very much. I
off,
appreciate
these
that. Thanks,
goddamn
Ryan.
people.
All right.
All
Good
right.
to see you.
See you soon.
Just the worst. We did have this video, but I don't know if I want to cover it today.
Okay. Hey everyone, how we doing? So I wanted to put together a little, I guess, presentation, for lack of a better word, to follow up on the space call we had relating to interests. One, for the visual learners, and two, because I felt
This is one of the old PP show crew guys trying to explain why their shares totally aren't gone, bro.
that space had a lot of helpful information that I would really like to validate and substantiate with information inside of the plan. So I made this follow-on. I will admit I'm not really good at recording videos or these kinds of things, so I'm trying my best here. Bear with me. I'm going to hopefully provide a very comprehensive and good understanding of what we were speaking about in the space, and also to help everybody understand where we're coming from when we talk about interests and why Class 9 for Bed Bath will be just fine. So
they will not be just fine. They've not been fine for a very long time.
I titled it Visual Interest for the visual learners, and also because we're going to have some images to follow on the space. So as it relates to the shares being gone, particularly. So we're talking about Class 9 interest in Bed Bath, and I want everyone to have an understanding on where this recovery can come from. We've talked about a lot of different...
All right, I'll save this for another time because it is an hour and a half long. But he basically thinks they're going to get money or shares. They're not. So, thank you everyone for hanging out today. I really appreciate it. Another catch up with the Memestock people. Honestly, it's getting less and less. Every time there's fewer people, it's dying. So that's good. So hopefully we won't have to do many more of these in the future. Hopefully they'll be dead. Not like literally, just like the movement will no longer... Hopefully the movement will no longer be worth looking at. So, glad that we've been able to experience this whole arc together of the Memestock stuff as it slowly fades into irrelevance and personal tragedy. So let's see who we're gonna raid. I will be back tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're gonna do Sovereign Citizens. We have more video from Cameron's recent arrest, and he had a full-on breakdown in the cop car, yelling and screaming and making up little songs. It should be good. So we'll take a look at that, and as well as plenty of other Sovereign Citizen material tomorrow, so I'll see you for that. Let's raid Queen Pib. All right. I'll see y'all later. I will say, again, I don't want to give you the exact day of the surgery, but I will say this week is the last full week you will have me. This is the last full week before my surgery. So sometime next week, it'll be. So hang out with me this week while you can. All right. Love you too, Mr. Blast. I will see y'all later. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And stay hydrated. Be very hydrated. Overly hydrated, even.